relationship between India and Pakistan to United States and China, who are locked in a bitter battle. Both countries have imposed sanctions and counter-sanctions in a trade war that has been ongoing for several months now. But America has now opened up a new front against Beijing. At the United Nations Security Council meeting on Wednesday, Donald Trump accused China of meddling in America's democratic process. The United States president said that Beijing is interfering in the midterm polls slated for November this year in America. Trump added that China wanted Trump to lose because he had challenged the Asian superpower on trade.
Of the Security Council is called. Regrettably, we found that China has been attempting to interfere in our upcoming 2018 election, coming up in November, against my administration. They do not want me or us to win because I am the first president ever to challenge China on trade. And we are winning on trade. We are winning at every level. We don't want them to meddle or interfere in our upcoming election.
And Trump made the allegations without providing any proof to substantiate it. As expected, China was quick to rebut these allegations. At the UN Security Council session, China's foreign minister said Beijing does not and will not interfere in the internal matters of other countries.
中国历来坚持不干涉内政原则，这是中国的外交传统，也得到国际社会的普遍赞誉。我们过去、现在和将来都不会干涉任何国家的内政，我们也不接受任何对中国的无端的指责。我们呼吁其他国家也能恪守联合国宪章的宗旨，不得干涉别的国家的内政。
And well, to talk a little bit more about the relationship between the United States and China is Gabriel Battaliga, journalist from Beijing. And Gabriel, thanks very much for joining us, and I hope I've got your name right. And well, to talk a little bit about this relationship, has really what Donald Trump has had to say at the UN surprised and really caught the Chinese authorities off guard?
Well, hi everybody. What Trump is mentioning is something. I mean, it means that the trade war is spreading to other kind of realms. Just for instance, the political realm and also the military realm. Don't forget that the U.S. promised to ship 300 million of new weapons to Taiwan, which is something that irritates a lot Beijing. So in Beijing, the general idea now is that these provocations by Donald Trump has nothing to do with trade problems, but this time is a strategy of containment of China. So this is why Beijing has cancelled the visit of Liu He, so the plenipotentiary of economy, to the United States this week. And because they basically think there's nothing else to do now, even if they keep on saying that. Even if they keep on saying that they are available for discussions, but they must be fair discussions. So now what China is trying to do is to go towards a self-reliance, especially in the transfer of technology. China needs technology. President Xi Jinping yesterday, during a visit in the northeast of China and in a big, in a huge factory, he mentioned this Zili Ganshan. In Chinese, it means self-reliance about technology and innovation. So this is what they will try to do to strengthen their production of innovation, because China needs it to the upgrade of their economic system. They need technology.
That's interesting.
What the Americans
Yeah, that's interesting, Gabriel. But so you're essentially saying that this goes far beyond trade relations, and it's an attempt by the Trump administration at containment of the of China. But as this relationship unravels, what is the next step?
Oh, the next step is we don't know the next step. We don't see the end of this trade war, which is spreading to other realms. What I can see here from China is that the Chinese are trying to find a different strategy. Probably they're waiting to the midterm elections in the US to see how Trump administration comes out of those elections, because if they lose the control of the parliament, maybe there is some hope for the Chinese for the next future. Otherwise, they're gonna go their way, try to find other partners in Europe, for instance, or strengthening a relationship with Russia. And then meanwhile, yes, self-reliance, as President Xi Jinping said, about technology and know-how.
Right. All right, that's an important and interesting point, Gabriel, that they will wait for the midterm elections in the United States to see how to react to the Trump administration, whether it becomes stronger or not. And that's, of course, the allegation that the Trump administration has made, that the Chinese are, in a sense, meddling in their elections. Gabriel, thanks very much indeed for joining us tonight. Well, in a bid to boost investors' confidence over Argentina's ability to pay its borrowings, IMF has decided to infuse additional $7 billion into its economy, taking the total funding to $57 billion. This will be IMF's largest lending to any nation. According to the lending program, Argentina will get additional amount of around $13 billion in 2018 and $19 billion in 2019. The Argentinian economy has been going through a tough phase where its currency has shed more than 50% of its value so far this year. The central bank has spent nearly $16 billion in reserves this year in a bid to raise the currency in international exchange. And the IMF chief, Christine Lagarde, said financing under the New Deal would no longer be discretionary but would be readily available to the government on conditions that Argentinian central bank will allow the domestic currency to float freely.
El monto total del acuerdo stand-by se incrementa de 50.000 a 57.100 millones de dólares, a la vez que se aumentan significativamente en 19.000 millones de dólares los desembolsos previstos para lo que resta del 2018 y para el 2019.
I am pleased to see a firm commitment to the expansion of social protections under the authorities' strengthened policy plan. The fund remains fully committed to helping Argentina tackle the challenges that it faces. It is the largest ever program that the IMF is putting together.